Welcome back to the Makers Clean channel. My name is Melissa Maker. I am the name behind Makers Clean. I'm also a cleaning expert. I've been running a cleaning business since 2006. So I've cleaned a bedroom or two, not to mention my own in my day. And I have found that there is a method to use to clean a bedroom in the least amount of time and gets me great results each and every time. You know, when you're cleaning professionally, it can be very challenging to be able to repeat your successes. So that's why I came up with this method. I call it the 3-wave system, and I'm going to show you how it's done in the bedroom.
Now, the professional approach to cleaning a bedroom is to start by stripping the sheets. I'm not washing my duvet cover here, but I will wash the sheets and the shams. The reason you do this is so that laundry, or the sheets in this case, can be passively washed while you're doing your cleaning. And ideally, by the time you're done, you can either make your bed back up. Of course, you have to take a break and go to the dryer, or you can change your load over to the dryer when you're done cleaning your room, and at some point later, put your sheets on your bed. Now, on your way back in, this is what I did. I grabbed some hangers because I know I have things that I'm gonna have to hang up. The way that the first wave of cleaning starts is you pick a start point. So in this case, I picked my nightside table and I tidy and organize. So my whole job here is just to straighten things up, tidy and organize. If I have laundry, I'm folding it, I'm hanging it up, or I'm putting it into the hamper. And of course, I'm gonna have to leave this point at some point to either move things into an area where I'll have to take it out of the room, hang things up, or put them away. But I'm always anchoring myself back to the point that I was working on until I'm done there, so I don't get sidetracked and I work my way around the room methodically. So here I'm just sectioning off different types of laundry. Everything that's at the foot of the room there is to go into Riley's room. And I'm working my way around the room. I always start at my starting point and I treat my room like a clock. I try to clean hour by hour. So in this first wave, again, we're just focusing on tidying and organizing. Now, it might seem a little bit wasteful because you're kind of organizing things and then when you clean, you actually have to remove them and clean them. I always like to do that during this stage because I find that it actually just helps me when I'm cleaning. I know exactly where I put things back. I don't have to think about it. But if you don't like organizing during the first wave, you can always do it during the second wave. In the bedroom, I find, at least in my room that I share with Chad, of course, that laundry is our biggest challenge in keeping things tidy, which is why I'm spending the most time doing laundry. Another tip is to put all of your bedding on top of the bed. That way it doesn't get in your way when you're doing the rest of your cleaning, including cleaning the floors. Now I've come to the end of the first wave, so my job here is to get rid of all of the stuff that I've placed at the end of the room so that it's not built up for later. And then, as I always say, I kind of tether myself back to the starting point to get cracking on wave 2. Now wave 2 is the actual cleaning portion of this work. So what I've done is I've grabbed my cleaning tools and I'm getting ready to actually do the cleaning, which would include dusting, polishing, disinfecting, and wiping. In this case, I've decided to do a little bit of extra work here because I haven't done this in a while, and I'm starting with high dusting. So I've got a mop pole, I have fixed a microfiber cloth to it, and I'm working my way around the room, getting all of those higher up surfaces that don't necessarily get cleaned all too often. Now that that's done, I've grabbed an all-purpose microfiber cloth, a bottle of all-purpose cleaner, and a flat weave microfiber cloth. This is how I clean a surface. I remove everything from the surface, give it a wipe down. You can see I'm being pretty thorough here, pretty much removing everything, and even getting behind to get the baseboards. What I'll do when I'm done that little section is pick up each item and wipe it and replace it. That way it's dusted, but I'm cleaning it over the floor instead of cleaning it back over the clean surface. And the nice part about what I did in wave 1 is I know exactly where things should go in wave 2. Now, as I move my way around the room, I'm working from left to right, top to bottom, tackling any little messes and marks that I see. So if I notice a spot on the wall, if I have to wipe a switch plate, if I have to dust or wipe a mirror, I'm just always going top to bottom, top to bottom. So you'll just see me working quickly around the room, always going top to bottom. Door frames are another area that a lot of people don't think about cleaning, but those little grooves or edges are places where, dust can build over time. So this is something I haven't done in a while. I figured it would be time to do. Now on the built-ins, I've noticed there are a lot of fingerprints on the top drawers. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the light to illuminate where those fingerprints are. A little bit of all-purpose cleaner on that microfiber cloth is gonna help me get rid of those dusty fingerprints. And by the time I was done doing that task, they looked so much better. Now here again, I'm working section by section. So I'm spraying the surface in this area. Then I will crouch down. I'll do the same thing, look for fingerprints, start to clean those off, wipe the handles, move on to the next set of drawers, do the same thing. And I'm just spot cleaning the TV. Honestly, if you're working top to bottom, I should have done this before I wiped the surface, but even pros make mistakes sometimes. Now what I'm doing is I'm cleaning off the accessories that go back on top of the built-in. Again, I'm cleaning them on the floor so that I'm not putting any dirt or dust back onto the surface. I'm just gonna reorganize exactly how it was when I tidied, and that area is good to go. Now again, I'm not gonna clean a surface if it's clean, so I'm just spot checking those glass doors, and if anything needed to be cleaned, I would have done that. I'm not cleaning windows today, but I did decide just to dust those window frames. Same thing goes for the actual picture frame. I'm just spot cleaning. Baseboards, I decided to do those today while I was cleaning, so all I do when I'm cleaning baseboards is I take my dampened cloth, and when I get down to the bottom, I just give them a nice quick horizontal wipe, and then I move on to my next section. So here at Chad's nightside table, you'll see I'm clearing everything off. Next, I'm standing up, working from top to bottom, so I dusted the light switch plate. Now I'm cleaning the surface, moving on to the base of the nightside table, then I'm getting behind, pushing it back against the wall, and I'll start to wipe the items that go back onto the surface, replace them neatly, and that's how it's done. So if, let's say this wasn't my room and Chad was living in that room, he would come in and say, oh yeah, everything looks exactly the way I left it, just a lot neater. So that's how pros do it. At this point, I've completed the second wave and I'm ready to get started on the third wave, which is cleaning the floors. So here I have my stick vac and I'm simply vacuuming the rug. I decided to start with the rug first, and I'm gonna switch heads so that I do the hardwood afterward. But I always like getting the rug first. That way I don't have to worry about doing it once I've done the hardwood floor. So there, I just swapped out the head. And now I'm gonna clean the hardwood. And I like to work section by section. And I always like to vacuum away from the area that I've cleaned and move any pieces of furniture out of the way that could be getting into the way. Now the other thing you'll notice that I do is I lift up the corner of the rug. If you're in a room with hardwood floor and a rug, it's always good to lift up the rug and kind of vacuum around the edge. The other thing I'll point out is that I vacuumed right up to the end of the furniture, but then I stopped and then I vacuumed all the way along the back of those built-ins. That is so that I don't bang into anything and ruin any of the built-ins or furniture with the vacuum. So that's another little pro tip for you. A nice thing to remember when you're making up the bed, especially if you're particular about pillows, is to make sure that you keep the pillows on the proper side of the bed for people who are sharing a bed. Chad and I are very particular about our pillows, and I remember in my cleaning business, we would have clients who would complain and say, you put the wrong pillow back on the bed. So what's really important is to make sure that you keep the pillows where they belong when you're making your bed up. Now I'm not doing hardcore hospital corners here, but I'm just doing a little quick and dirty version because it's nice and tidy. And there you go, a little bit of final fluffing and the bed's made and the room looks beautiful.
I'm hopeful that you'll try this 3-wave system the next time you go to clean your bedroom and see if you notice a difference. That brings me to this week's comment question, which is, how often do you wash the sheets in your room, your bed sheets? I wash mine once a week. I find that if they go for too long, my room starts to get that stale smell, but everyone's different, so I'd love to know your frequency in the comments down below. Now, if you want to know more about any of the microfiber cleaning products or tools I was using in this video, they are from our website, makersclean.com. There's a link down below. You can also just type in makersclean.com and check it out. Now, if you want to see more videos about cleaning different spaces in your home like a pro, you can check out our playlist right over here and get your hands on some of those videos. Of course, you can subscribe to the Makers Clean channel so you'll always be notified whenever we come out with something new. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.